I got notes today, so I don't forget to mention any points. I feel like the last couple reviews I've kind of forgotten what I was saying, so bear with me on this one. So now that I'm fully into studying for finals, I had my first one yesterday, I am going to take a little break to review an album that came out this past week. Z, the debut album from SZA. Now, if SZA is a name that doesn't sound familiar to you, it should be, because she recently inked a deal with Top Dog Entertainment, the home of such favorites as Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, Ab-Soul, Isaiah Rashad, and SZA are the newest signees to the label, and I gotta say, they definitely show a lot of promise and prove to be two more impressive members of the TDE roster. Now, this album features production from the likes of Emil, or Emily, I don't know how you pronounce it, XXYYXX, The Antidote, and even Mac Miller pops up with a couple production credits. Features come from fellow TDE signees Kendrick Lamar and Isaiah Rashad, as well as the ever-popular Chance the Rapper. Now, right off the bat, what can I say about this LP? Well, the opening track, which really failed to capture my attention and get me invested into the rest of the LP as a good intro track should. The swarmy production, courtesy in part to Mac Miller, who if he ever decides to quit rapping would be quite a good producer, overpowers SZA's nonchalant vocal delivery on this particular song. She comes off uninterested. This picks up, however, on the next track, Child's Play, and going into Child's Play, I want to address a facet of the album that I really enjoyed, which is SZA's songwriting and her lyrical content. Topics range from the complication of love on songs like Babylon and Sweet November. In the case of Child's Play, plays with the concept of a loss of innocence. As far as her songwriting style, I'd liken it to a Lorde or a Lana Del Rey. And that's not a bad thing, because I do like those artists to a degree, and I like what they do. And I think SZA has something unique to contribute while also drawing comparisons to those artists. I'm just gonna make a comment on the production in general. A lot of airy production, really simplistic yet incredibly effective. It proves to be a great canvas for SZA to paint her lyrical pictures. My favorite production on the album comes off of the 80s synth-influenced track Julia. Is definitely one of my favorites off of the LP. It really has a radio-friendly, radio-ready sound. That's not to take anything away from the song, because I also really like the melody. SZA's vocals are fantastic. It really sounds like she's having fun, as opposed to some of the more heavy, dense, slower tracks on the album. And as exceptional of a vocalist as SZA is, and I give her full props because she definitely showed that she has an excellent voice on this album. Some really beautiful melodies and some great vocal work shown throughout. I did think she played it safe on a majority of these songs, hesitating to really show any distinct range that a vocalist of her caliber should definitely possess. I think in future releases, if she gets more comfortable in this sort of lane, you know, she'll be less afraid to explore those certain aspects of her voice, because I think she can do some great things. A little bit later on, it kind of starts to drag in the latter half of the LP. Songs kind of drag together, but that's not to count out the last minute highlight, Shattered Ring, which her emotions really come through, and it's definitely one of the more effective tracks on the album, as well as the haunting closer, Omega. So overall, I really enjoyed Z. I guess in Canada it would be called Zed. So I am going to give it a 7 out of 10. And if I had put this review out a couple days ago after only listening to it twice, I would have given it a 9 out of 10. I love this thing. I can listen to it from top to bottom and vibe out to it. Giving it more and more listens, I've probably listened to it about 6 times now, nitpicking at a couple things. Not to say it's a bad album, and I definitely recommend it. Her songwriting style and the ethereal soundscapes mixed together to great effect, and the features add a really exciting dynamic to their respective songs. I just wish she took more risks as far as her vocals, maybe switch up some of the production in certain parts of the album to maybe, like, you know, dips and instead of just kind of a one-dimensional plane. That doesn't make any sense. But anyway, have you guys listened to Z? Please leave a comment down below if you have, letting me know what you thought of the album. I love to talk to you guys. You know that. Also like this review if you like what you've seen and heard, and click the links above my head for more album reviews or to subscribe to the channel. Those are also down in the description. My name is Nicholas Janzen. Thanks for watching.